Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez appeared on Meet the Press today, and she did not disappoint. And what she did is really made the case for disregarding the filibuster, for doing reconciliation where necessary. But what she did specifically was show how erred Sinema is with respect to her position on the filibuster, and likewise the senator from West Virginia, Manchin. Let's listen to her, and I have a few things to say on the other side.
I know where you stand on the filibuster, so I'm curious what you thought of Senator Sinema's op-ed, where she made this defense of keeping the filibuster. And she wrote, would it be good for our country if we did this, basically using the getting rid of the filibuster, only to see that legislation rescinded a few years from now and replaced by a nationwide voter ID law or restrictions on voting by mail in federal elections over the objections of the minority? Look, the argument she's making is, let's say you get rid of the filibuster, you get all of this progressive change that you would like to see, and then all of a sudden the roles are reversed and everything gets rolled back. Is that a good enough defense to you for the filibuster?
No. I mean, it's essentially an argument of saying, well, why do anything at all in case something in the future may change it? Political systems all across the country, all across the world, pass legislation with majorities, and they're fine. And frankly, here's the thing, is that Democratic legislation, once enacted, is popular. Republicans have tried to gut Social Security. They've tried to reverse the ACA. They've tried to claw back on legislation that has passed by simple majorities in the Senate, and they haven't been able to because Democratic policies are popular. And once they are enacted, they are very politically difficult to undo. And so, I do not believe in the defeatism of saying we will lose in the future and this will automatically mean that anything we do now is going to be reversed, so we might as well not do anything now. Our job is to legislate. Our job is to help people. Our job is to do as much as we can. And even if that's the case, even if that is the case, wouldn't it be better to get people health care and voting rights for 3 years instead of 0 years, even if you concede the point that I don't even think is true in the first place? And so beyond that, then the argument is, okay, why 60 votes? Right. Why not stop at 70 votes? Why not need 80 votes to pass any legislation? Why defend a 60-vote filibuster when the Senate already amplifies minority power so that the 50 Democratic senators already represent millions and millions and millions more Americans than 50 Republican senators? And so I would argue that 50 Republican senators is already a built-in kind of filibuster-esque firewall.
Let's first of all make the point, a very important point. We are there to legislate, and that's what we do. We pass laws. We don't expect supermajorities. The point that she ended with is very important. There are 50 Republicans and 50 Democratic senators. And the truth of the matter is those 50 Republicans represent a whole of a lot less people than the 50 Democrats. So that is, as she stated, a built-in filibuster by having 50 Republican senators, because the Senate is by no means Democratic. Small states get 2 senators and large states get 2 senators. California has about 40 million, 50 million people, and one of these states have just about 1 million people, and they get 2 senators. That is completely, utterly undemocratic. But here's what she also points out that every Democrat should remember. The reason why people want to put restrictions, Republicans and some centrist Democrats want to put restrictions by supporting the filibuster, is they know one inconvenient truth, and that is when Democratic policies pass, it is very hard to remove them because people like them, because they are humane, they're not corporate centric. For that, when they pass, that is good social policies that are progressives. I'm not talking about corporate policies here. Now, secondly, what she says everybody should think about. Isn't it best to give them 3 good years of good policy instead of 0 years? And let's put that into context. Because if you give them 3 years of good policy, it is unlikely then when you go campaign to get reelected that they will throw you out, given that they know throwing you out will deny them the policies that they already got and like. I mean, it's a cogent message that every Democrat out there, every progressive out there should be pushing. Very important. I tell you one corollary here in Texas. The Affordable Care Act provided for the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. And Texas decided to deny it. And one of the excuses they gave to their people is, well, we don't want to pass it, even though the first 3 years they get the Affordable Care Act, the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act for zero. It costs them nothing to insure Texans for 3 years. And after that 3 years, they bear 10% of the cost. They said, no, we rather give our state nothing. Even though our state is already paying for it, we rather give them nothing. And we rather not give them 10 cents on the dollar afterwards because we just don't like the policy. We don't care about people. So what we do is we cause the purposeful death of Texans, and every red state governor and red state Republican Party that supported that supported denying their citizens the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act committed manslaughter in those particular states. They committed murder in those particular states. They knowingly issued policies that cause the death of their citizens. Democrats need to put these things in words that Americans can understand. Policies from the progressive side help. Policies from the progressive side ensure your success. Policies on the other side kills. And this is not hyperbole. This is fact. Ocasio-Cortez, excellent rebuttal to why the filibuster must go. The undemocratic filibuster must go. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.